through their intros again. Seat 1, got Ian Bayley. Seat 2, Mark Grant. Seat 3, Evan Lynch. Seat 4, Jeff King. So Ian, if you'd like to give yourself an introduction, should all be good to go.
Okay, sure. My name's Ian Bayley. I'm a lecturer based in Oxford.
I'm Mark Grant. I'm an accountant from Sydney, Australia, now living in Bromley in southeast London.
I'm Evan Lynch. I live in Didcot in Oxfordshire, and I am a PhD student in chemistry at the University of Southampton.
All right.
I'm Jeff King. I live just outside DC, and I work for a science journal.
Cool. All right. I'm hearing no complaints, so I guess that means we are good to go. Right. Round 1, question 1. Ian. Sunmeet Kaur Soni won 5 crore rupees on Indian Millionaire by identifying Wanda Rutkovitz as the first woman to climb which mountain? This is the only 8,000er never to be climbed in winter.
Okay, repeat again in case I missed something.
Sunmeet Kaur Soni won 5 crore rupees on Indian Millionaire by identifying Wanda Rutkovitz as the first woman to climb which mountain? This is the only 8,000er never to be climbed in winter.
Okay, I'll go obscure. Makalu.
Wrong. Mark?
Pass.
Evan?
K2.
Correct. Ian?
Huh? Oh.
Collarette, ball, and pom-pom are among the flower shapes of which tuberous perennials? An octohaploid genetic makeup has contributed to the immense variety of these common garden flowers which originated in Mexico.
Dahlia.
Correct. And in 2002, Judith Polgar beat what player, thereby becoming the first woman to defeat the chess world #1. This man was also the first reigning world champion to lose to a computer.
Carlson.
Wrong. Mark?
Kasparov?
Correct. Gary Kasparov. Mark, after Nicholas Colasanto died, which sitcom had to kill off Coach, the character that he played? Coach worked with Sam Malone and Carlo Tortelli in this sitcom's title establishment.
Cheers?
Correct. Which Brazilian driver won 2 legs of the Triple Crown of Motorsport? In 1972, he became the youngest winner of the F1 World Championship, and he refused to drink milk when he won the Indy 500 in 1993.
Fittipaldi?
Correct. And in 2013, which Russian oligarch died in a potentially staged suicide? Once a promoter of Putin, this man's exile in Britain saw him lose a legal battle with Roman Abramovich over the ownership of Sibneft.
I lost you in the middle.
Sure. So in 2013, which Russian oligarch died in a potentially staged suicide? Once a promoter of Putin, this man's exile in Britain saw him lose a legal battle with Roman Abramovich over the ownership of Sibneft.
Usmanov?
Wrong. Jeff?
Pass.
Ian?
Pass.
Evan?
Berezovsky.
Correct. Boris Berezovsky. Evan, Matt Berninger is the lead singer of what band, whose albums include Boxer and Sad Sons for Dirty Lovers? Another member of this band, Aaron Dessner, produced the Taylor Swift album Folklore.
The National?
Correct. Jeanne d'Albret was the mother of Henry IV of France. During the Wars of Religion, Henry IV justified his renunciation of Calvinism with what phrase? We want a 5 or 6 word English answer.
Let's go with Paris is worth a mass.
Yes, or Paris is well worth a mass. And links between the murder of Colombian footballer Andres and drug lord Pablo are explored in the film The Two Escobars, which is part of what sports broadcaster's 30 for 30 series. The documentary OJ, Made in America, was produced by this broadcaster.
ESPN.
Correct. Jeff, what is the name of the band of stars that runs from the top left to the bottom right of the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram? Most stars on HR diagrams lie in this curve.
Main sequenced stars?
Correct. In order to explain the concept of kin selection, which biologist joked that he would rather die for 2 brothers than 8 cousins? This man quipped that only Precambrian rabbit fossils could shake his faith in evolution.
Stephen Jay Gould?
Wrong. Ian?
Dawkins?
Wrong. Mark?
Pass.
Evan?
Pass.
That's JBS Haldane. And final question of the round. Jeff, in the essay Grids, Rosalind Krauss discusses a painting by Mondrian, in which what word precedes with red and blue and yellow in the title? From 1910 to 1939, Kandinsky produced a series of 10 abstract paintings titled for this word.
Composition.
Correct. So at the end of round 1, Evan on 5, Mark on 3, Jeff on 2, Ian on 1. 2 bonus attempts from Evan, 1 each from Ian and Mark. Round 2, question 1 to Ian. The mother of all demos, Douglas Engelbart presented a prototype of what invention? On a visit to Xerox PARC, Steve Jobs took inspiration from this invention, which made navigating a GUI simpler.
Mouse.
Correct. Because the actor McLean Stevenson wanted to move on, what sitcom had to kill off the character Henry Blake? In this sitcom, Henry's death in a plane crash was announced with the dramatic line, "There were no survivors."
Soap.
Wrong. Jeff?
MASH.
Correct. MASH. And Ian? During the Third War of French Religion, Jeanne d'Albret fled to what Huguenot stronghold? In 1627, Cardinal Richelieu successfully besieged this port city.
La Rochelle.
Correct. Mark? In her book, Do Muslim Women Need Saving? Laila Abu Lugod discusses what critic of Islam? This author of the book Heretic made a journey from Islam to America, which included a detour to make the film Submission with Theo Van Gogh.
Harley.
Prompt?
Oh, what's her name? Ian Ali.
Correct. Sushil Kumar won 5 crore rupees on Indian Millionaire by identifying that Denmark ended its colonial activities in India with the sale of which island group? The largest settlement in these islands is Malacca, but they are governed from another island as part of a Union territory with its capital at Port Blair.
Andamans?
Wrong. Jeff?
Nicobar Islands.
Correct.
Thank you, Mark.
And Mark, in the title of a 2005 film about a Colombian girl who travels to New York as a drug mule, who is full of grace? This name follows the word Sils in the title location of a 2014 Olivier Assayas film in which Kristen Stewart played Valentine.
Maria?
Correct. Evan, with a name from the Italian for bitter, what class of herbal liqueurs are typically consumed as a digestif? Nonino and Averna are popular examples of this type of liqueur.
Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
Yes. With a name from the Italian for bitter, what class of herbal liqueurs are typically consumed as a digestif? Nonino and Averna are popular examples of this type of liqueur.
Like vermouth.
Wrong. Ian?
Amaretto.
Wrong. Mark?
Amarone?
Wrong. Jeff?
Pass.
They're Amaro or Amari, if you're pluralizing. Evan, when the hydrogen fusing period of a main sequence star ends, it generally becomes a red giant. What type of star remnant is left behind when a red giant expels its outer layer, creating a planetary nebula?
White dwarf.
Correct. White dwarf. And Evan, which common garden flowers of the genus Tagetes, Tagetes, are commonly used in Mexican Day of the Dead celebrations? In many Hindu rituals, these annual flowers come in French, African, and Signet varieties, which are all orange-yellow in color.
Poinsettia.
Wrong. Jeff?
Pass.
Ian?
Us.
Mark?
Pass.
Those are marigolds. Jeff, Polgar's 2002 victory over Garry Kasparov was won with a Rui Lopez opening, in which white moves what piece on the second turn. A lone king can never be checkmated by a king and two of these minor pieces.
Pawn.
Ron? Ian?
Us.
Mark?
Knight?
Correct. Jeff, in 1970, Fittipaldi took over from what Austrian as the lead driver of Lotus? The winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1965, this man completed a second element of the Triple Crown when he was posthumously awarded the 1970 Formula One World Championship.
Oh no. That posthumously really ruins my answer. Oh, Christ. Niki Lauda.
Wrong. Ian?
Rindt. Jochen Rindt.
Correct. Jochen Rindt. And final question of the round. Jeff. Before he was assassinated on a bridge in 2015, which Russian dissident led the political party RPR Parnas? This first governor of Nizhny Novgorod was allegedly killed by Chechen nationalists.
Nemtsov.
Correct. So the end of round 2. Mark and Evan on 6, Jeff on 5, Ian on 4. 3 bonus attempts from Mark and Ian, 2 each from Evan and Jeff. Round 3, question 1 to Ian. In their main sequence phase, small stars follow what track, named for a Japanese scientist? As they contract, protostars follow this almost vertical portion of the HR diagram. Ten seconds.
Hayashi.
Correct.
Do you need more?
No, Hayashi track is
Oh.
fine.
Yeah.
Ian. Laila Abu Lugod compared the way in which white people read memoirs by Muslim women with the consumption of what form of media? Her book also discusses Catherine McKinnon and Andrea Dworkin, who co-wrote a civil rights ordinance opposing this sort of media.
Pornography.
Correct? And Lansendorf is a supergroup comprising members of the National and what folk group? This world music group, which is named for a national capital, is best known for songs like Nonce and Gallipoli.
Paris.
Wrong. Evan?
Pass.
Jeff?
Pass.
Mark?
Pass.
That's Beirut. Mark. Which biologist built on Haldane's theory of kin selection? This man is the namesake of a rule that states that the frequency of a gene increases when the genetic relatedness, multiplied by reproductive benefit, is greater than the cost of reproduction.
Hayflick.
Wrong. Evan?
Pass.
Jeff?
Pass.
Ian?
Hamilton.
Wrong. That's Hamilton. W.D. Hamilton.
Hang on. I thought I said Hamilton.
Oh, sorry. I heard Paulson, but I'm perfectly willing to believe you did say Hamilton.
Sounded close enough to me, I guess.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I have no doubt in your integrity. Yeah. I'm sure the fans are checking the tape as we go, but no. Okay, yes, Hamilton is correct. Mark, when Steve Jobs returned to Apple in the mid-1990s, he worked closely with what industrial designer? This man designed the Apple iPhone, whose calculator app was inspired by the iconic ET66 calculator.
Ive.
Correct. So Johnny Ive and Mark. Polgar's 1994 defeat to Garry Kasparov is controversial because video evidence suggests that Kasparov violated what rule? Because he did not violate this rule, Bobby Fischer lost a notably short game to Wolfgang Unzicker.
The touching rule, you have to move a piece if you touch it.
Yep, touch move rule, but description is fine. Evan. Achin and Sarthak Narula won 7 crore rupees on Indian Millionaire by identifying William Hawkins as the captain of the first ship to land in Surat. While Surat is the 8th largest city in India, it is only the 2nd largest after Ahmedabad in which state?
Gujarat.
Correct. Gujarat. Evan, which Kiwi won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966 and the Monaco Grand Prix in 1962? Though he died aged 32, before he had a chance to win the Indy 500, Johnny Rutherford won 2 Indy 500 titles for this man's namesake team? Ten seconds.
Bruce McLaren.
Correct. Bruce McLaren. And discussed in the essay Grids, what color dominates Louise Nevelson's sculpture, Sky Cathedral? Add Reinhardt and Frank Stella, who are also discussed in Grids, both painted series dominated by this color.
Black.
Correct. Jeff. What square in Paris
Good.
is home to a namesake column commemorating Napoleon's victory at Austerlitz? The column in this square, which shares its name with a tiny duchy ruled by Jean d'Albret, was rebuilt after the Communards tore it down in 1871.
Oh God. The Champ de Mars.
Wrong. Evan?
Pass.
Mark?
Place des Vosges.
Wrong. Ian?
Vendôme.
Correct. Place
Vendôme.
Vendôme.
That's
It
my dumb.
was the Vendôme.
Jeff. Essentially an Amaro, the herbal liqueur unicum is among the national drinks of what country? Ferment grapes are used to produce the wine of kings, king of wines, in this country.
King is king of wines. Portugal.
Wrong. Evan?
Pass.
Mark?
Hungary.
Correct. King of wines, wine of kings is Tokai. And final question of the round. Jeff. A common feature of Mexican Day of the Dead celebrations. What flowers are often called sword lilies? Associated with the month of August, these bulbous plants are common in South Africa's Fynbosch landscape.
Yikes. Poinsettias.
Wrong. Evan?
Snapdragons.
Wrong. Ian?
Pass.
Mark?
Yucca.
Wrong. It's gladioli, sword lilies. Yeah, one of those sorts of questions. But going into round 4, Mark and Evan tied on 9, Ian on 8, Jeff on 5, 6 bonus attempts from Mark, 5 from Ian, 3 from Evan, 2 from Jeff. Round 4, question 1 to Ian. After formalizing Hamilton's work on altruism, which scientist became a devout Christian and gave away his possessions? This man names an equation that links the change in prevalence of a trait in a population with the covariance of the fitness of and the prevalence of the trait within a given subpopulation.
Price.
Correct. I just realized my head is blocking a biography of him. Ian, Boris Nemtsov supported the passage of an American law named for which dissident Russian tax advisor, who died in prison in 2009 after being denied medical care. This man's namesake act allows the US to sanction human rights offenders.
Oh. Petrov Act.
Wrong. Jeff?
Magnitsky Act.
Correct. Sergei Magnitsky, or the Magnitsky Act. Ian, in Argentina, Fratelli Branca's popular Fernet Amaro is typically combined with what mixer? In Spain, this mixer is combined with red wine in a calimocho.
Sherry.
Wrong. Evan?
Pass.
Jeff?
Pass.
Mark?
Pass.
That's Coca-Cola. Mark. The water spinach variety of which plant, which was used as a hallucinogen by Aztec priests, is commonly eaten in East Asia? Ipomea and convolvulus are major genera of these circular flowers, which unfurl at dawn.
Artichokes.
Wrong. Evan?
Pass.
Jeff?
Pass.
Ian?
Pass.
That is morning glory or bindweeds. Mark. On the song Walking on a String, Matt Berninger duetted with what musician, who has sung about emotional motion sickness? This member of the supergroup Boy Genius included the track Garden Song on her 2020 album Punisher.
Lady Gaga.
Wrong. Evan?
Phoebe Bridgers.
Correct. And Mark. The essay Grids discusses Sol LeWitt, the author of paragraphs on what type of art. This type of art, in which execution is secondary to preparation, is exemplified by the work 1 and 3 Chairs by Joseph Kossut.
Action art.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Action art.
Wrong. Jeff? That's
Pass.
time, I'm afraid. Evan?
Performance art.
Wrong. Ian?
Pass. And I was going to say that.
Yeah, I titled this piece Overthinking Conceptual Art. Evan, in which sitcom does Chuckles the Clown bite the dust when an elephant mistakes him for a peanut? Prior to his death, Chuckles worked at WJM-TV alongside the central characters of this sitcom. Ten seconds.
I don't know. The Wonder Years.
Wrong. Jeff?
The Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Correct. The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Evan. Polgar declared her greatest game to be her 1999 victory over Vichy Anand, where she employed the Sicilian defense, in which black responds with c5 to what opening move from white? This is also the opening move of the Rui Lopez.
E4.
Correct.
Nice. Very nice.
Or the king of Sparta. And Evan, less but better was the motto of Dieter Rams, who designed the ET66 calculator for which company? This German company is probably best known for its beard trimmers and for producing the Oral-B line of electric toothbrushes for Procter & Gamble.
Sorry, repeat the question, please.
Yeah, less but better was the motto of Dieter Rams, who designed the ET66 calculator for which company? This German company is probably best known for its beard trimmers and for producing the Oral-B line of electric toothbrushes for Procter & Gamble.
Brown?
Correct. Jeff. The Embrace of What Thing titles a 2015 Colombian film in which a shaman helps an anthropologist to find the yacruna plant. This word is paired with the rainbow in the title of a Wes Craven-directed horror film about an anthropologist in Haiti.
Voodoo.
Wrong. Ian?
Serpent?
Correct. Yeah, the embrace of the serpent and the rainbow and the serpent. Jeff. Babita Tade won 7 crore rupees on Indian Millionaire by knowing that many presidents of India, including the incumbent Ram Nath Kovind, previously served as the governor of which state? This state, which has its capital at Patna, hosts the pilgrimage site of Bodh Gaya, where Buddha attained enlightenment.
Himachal Pradesh.
Wrong. Evan?
Bihar?
Correct. Bihar. And final question of the round. Jeff, what thinker's formulation of white men saving brown women from brown men informed the approach of do Muslim women need saving? This thinker asked, can the subaltern speak?
God, I know that title, and I don't remember who did it. Can the subaltern speak?
I don't have it.
Is that a pass?
That's a pass.
Okay. Ian?
Spivak.
Correct. Gayatri Chakravorty Spivak. So the end of round 5. Evan leading with 11. Evan leading with 13. Ian in second with 11. Mark in third on 9. And Jeff with 7. 7 bonus attempts from Ian, 6 each from Mark and Evan, 4 from Jeff. So round 5, question 1 to Ian. Which active Colombian driver has completed 2 legs of the Triple Crown of Motorsport? This driver won the 2017 Race of Champions, and he is one of only 3 drivers with wins in IndyCar, NASCAR, and Formula One.
Montoya?
Correct. Juan Pablo Montoya. Ian. Alejandro Landes directed what 2019 Colombian war drama? This film concerns teenage guerrilla fighters who take care of a cow called Shakira and a hostage called Doctora.
Pass.
Jeff?
Birds of Paradise.
Wrong. Mark?
Pass.
Evan?
Pass.
That is Monos, M-O-N-O-S. And Ian. The first image in the essay Grids is of a Jasper Johns painting of what things in grey? They're not flags or maps, but for the Lincoln Center, Philip Johnson commissioned Jasper Johns to produce a large image of this regular subject of his.
Repeat, please.
Yeah. The first image in the essay Grids is of a Jasper Johns painting of what things in grey? They're not flags or maps, but for the Lincoln Center, Philip Johnson commissioned Jasper Johns to produce a large image of this regular subject of his.
Are they targets, concentric circles?
Wrong. Jeff?
Buildings.
Wrong. Mark?
Pass.
Evan?
Pass.
Those are numbers. Mark? While amari are flavored with varied botanicals, nocino is flavored purely with what nut? Along with pomegranate, this is the main flavor of the Iranian stew fesenjan.
Almond.
Wrong. Evan?
Pass.
Jeff?
Oh, God.
Walnut.
Correct. Just in time. Walnut. Mark, what is the name of the treaty that ended the third phase of the French Wars of Religion? Jean d'Albret was born in a chateau with this name, which is shared by the 1919 treaty that made peace between the Allies and Austria.
Sèvres.
Wrong. Evan?
Pass.
Jeff?
Saint-Germain.
Correct. And Mark, which constellation gives its name to a class of variable stars that appear below and to the left of Cepheids on an HR diagram? This constellation is home to the Ring Nebula.
Orion.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Orion.
Wrong. Evan?
Lyra.
Correct. And the class of stars is RR Lyrae. Evan, with George Price, who co-wrote the Nature article that introduced the idea of an evolutionarily stable strategy. This student of Haldane expanded on his ideas in the book Evolution and the Theory of Games.
I've seen this book. Wilson.
Wrong. Mark?
Pass.
Ian?
Smith.
Correct. John
Maynard Smith.
Maynard Smith. But Smith or John Smith are fine. Evan, alongside shareholders of his company, Yukos, which billionaire opponent of Putin founded Open Russia? Once the richest man in Russia, this dedicatee of Arvo Pärt's Fourth Symphony was imprisoned in 2005 and exiled to Switzerland in 2013.
Usmanov.
Wrong. Mark?
Khodorkovsky.
Correct. Mikhail Khodorkovsky. And Evan, in the book Do Muslim Women Need Saving? Abu Lugod described her work in Egypt as what kind of ethnography? Because he examined more than just behavior, Clifford Geertz used this adjective to describe his ethnographic methods.
Deep.
Wrong. Mark? Time. Jeff?
Total.
Wrong. Ian?
Pass.
That's thick, as in thick description rather than deep play.
Okay.
So going into the final set of three, Evan has the lead on points with 14 and the lead with bonus attempts with 7. Ian just behind with 13 and 8. Those are the two who can still win, but the spoilers are between Mark and Jeff. So Jeff, final set of 3 for the game. Formerly an employee of Apple, Yves Behar is best known for his design of the X01 example of what technology? The X01 is central to an educational project that seeks to supply one of these products per child.
Laptop computer.
Correct. One laptop per child. Jeff. When The National debuted new songs at a 2019 concert, Phoebe Bridgers and what Canadian singer made guest appearances? In 2007, this member of the band Broken Social Scene charted internationally with her solo song 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know if she's the band or if she's someone within the band, and my friends are going to give me crap for it. Feist?
Correct. Leslie Feist.
Right.
But anonymously
Right.
as Feist. And the question that may force a tiebreaker. Jeff, which sitcom had to kill off the character Nick Yamana after the death of the actor Jack Sue? This sitcom was primarily set in a police station in New York's 12th precinct.
Well, I'm sorry, Ian, that it won't get to you for the tiebreaker. Barney Miller.
Correct.
That's you're my hero.
Hey.
But I saw that question coming. Thought that might be the way it went. Well played, everyone. That was an extremely impressive display all around. On a quiz of that difficulty, only this many X's with all the intensity of the final performance individually is very impressive. Congratulations to Evan, succeeding Jacob as the champion of MIM as well, the Harvest League. I believe that means Evan has never finished below second in a MIM as well game.
No, I can't. I came third in the final.
Oh, you can't that. Well, okay. Well, at least we got to remind you of that in your moment. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Turns out Zoom operates differently audio-wise from any other audio that my computer makes, so my testing was unsuccessful. If you enjoyed the quiz and the questions, please feel free to sign up for the Gunpowder League. The link is in the info box below the channel. Main season quizzes are not quite so hard as the final, so if you thought that was a bit intimidating, there's still something for you to enjoy, I can guarantee you. And maybe you'll find yourselves being subjected to being grilled in front of 100 or 200 people on a Sunday evening in 6 or 8 weeks' time. Thanks again, everyone. Congratulations again to all the finalists. Everyone finishing with 10 points plus is a great achievement. Congratulations to Evan, Ian, Jeff, and Mark.
Thanks.
Thank you, Joey. Really great questions.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you also to Dowd Jackson, George Shelson, and Camilla Chen for helping to ensure the questions were as they were. Great. Thanks all. That's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Bye.